one. Guess that
Hello.
worked too.
Hello and welcome to Chapter 243 of the DC Alliance podcast. With me, as always, is Joe. Joe, how you doing today?
Yeah, look, we start off weird. It's fine. I'm doing great, actually. I meant to change this. I totally forgot. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm doing good. Okay. It's been a busy week. I had so on my job at work. We get on the line to let the previous shift off. Apparently, my guy that I let off, was getting mad at me for not getting him off the line at a time that he wanted to get off the line, but which is like 10 minutes before we can even clock out. But he doesn't tell me this.
Oh,
He tells my second shift counterpart this, and then my second shift counterpart tells me it. He told me this Wednesday, and I'm like, well, why doesn't it say anything to me? And so I didn't say anything to him, so I just been keeping doing what I was doing. And today he stayed over, literally on a job across from me, and still didn't say anything to me. So obviously he's like, the problem is that he wants to get mad about it, which I don't. Whatever, sure, you can get mad, but you're also talking to an asshole who will, if you try to push this, I will literally wait until 6:29 and 59 seconds to get you off the line, because I don't give two shits.
It's literally like your job literally is like the definition of teamwork. Like if you work together, it will make it a lot easier.
Well, yes.
If you don't work together, you can be an arsehole about it to somebody and really stick it to them.
Like, but what it is that he's not coming to me. He's coming to the other guy, thinking that he's going to side with him and not me. Yeah. And I'm not saying he's siding with me, but at the same time, he's like, I've known Joe for a while now, and that doesn't sound like him.
Also, so, he'd be like, why don't you just talk to Joe?
That's what he said.
Yeah.
Wednesday, when he first got brought it up, or Tuesday night, whatever, and still hasn't said anything to me. So obviously, as much as he cared about it, I'm like, whatever. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. And if he's mad that I'm getting him off the line 2 minutes after he wanted to, then he can just deal with it.
Those people are the worst, Joe.
Quite annoying. How are you, Travis? How are you doing?
I'm not too bad. I had a disastrous night last night trying to put Oliver down. It literally took almost 2 hours. And the funny thing was, at 8:06, Allison went in to put him into bed. And before our podcast started, I heard her coming back out. So it literally took her 20 minutes. So yeah, feeling that's not good for an old confidence level right now. He was a disaster zone. My face even has marks from him getting very frustrated because he did not want to go to bed. Oh yeah, it's over here.
Oh yeah, I got it. Yep.
Here, yeah, it was rough, but
dude, man. Well, he is 2, right?
No, almost. He's
almost 2.
19 months now, I think. So he's
he's right there. He's getting pretty close.
So yeah, it's a learning thing, but yeah, it's I'm glad we have some fun stuff here. I watched the Superman and Lois episode a couple hours ago, and again, very happy. We got James Gunn talking a hell of a lot about the DCU that we'll get to as well. And a Creature Commandos trailer, Joe. Not including a very fun episode in our Smallville retro recaps. A lot of people might remember the Cyborg episode, and that's the one we'll be discussing or chatting about towards the end of the night here. And we're also lead-in tonight for Marvel Alliance's review of Venom 3, the final Venom.
So, I did go.
Maybe.
I'm pretty sure it is the final one for now. I don't even want to say for now. I went and saw it last night. Barring whatever Marvel Alliance says, that's their thing. I enjoyed it. I know there are problems with it, but I still enjoyed it. Is it the best out of the 3? No, but I still had fun with it.
I really didn't enjoy the second one, so I'm going to be interested in seeing how I feel about this one. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Tune into them as they go live 9-10 p.m. Eastern time tonight to talk about that film. And I'm sure I think they're going to drop Agatha review as well. I think
Both
it's going to
tomorrow,
be
yeah.
I think it's going to be recorded separately, not live. I don't think the Agatha
Yeah,
episode
correct.
is.
I believe they're going to be peek behind the curtain. They're recording it here soon,
Yeah.
just before they go live tonight. So just depending on how long Agatha takes, will then depend what time the Venom review starts.
Yeah. So let me get the network plugs out of the way quick because we got a fun episode of Superman and Lois to talk about. And they did something that I'm really happy they didn't drag along. So we are part of the Geek Ultimate Alliance with 6 shows in total. On Mondays bi-weekly is Ranger Alliance, and Tuesdays is a walk through the multiverse, and Wednesdays is the Animation Nation, and Thursdays is Star Wars Alliance, and Fridays is Marvel Alliance, and Saturdays is DC Alliance. It's Star Wars Alliance go live on a Geekverse YouTube channel Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Marvel Alliance goes live Thursdays at 9:10 p.m. Eastern Time, and DC Alliance goes live Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. All 3 of those shows also have their own podcast feeds. Search DC Alliance, Marvel Alliance, or Star Wars Alliance if you just want DC content, Marvel content, or Star Wars content only. But if you want all 7 shows on the GUA Podcast Network, stay subscribed to the GUA on your podcast app of choice. We also have a Patreon, 2 tiers, a $1 tier and a $5 tier. The $1 tier is basically a tip jar, like what we're doing. You want to help us out any way you can. And the $5 tier is where you get your extras. You get your ad-free episodes, early access episodes, and Patreon exclusive episodes. Myself and Joe are going through all the DC films through the years. Our entry for this month is going to be Watchmen, so check out for that next week. We also have the Marvel Alliance guys, Chris and Brent, doing their Tales from the House of X, talking about their favorite Fox Marvel films. Right now, I think the next one up for the end of October is First Class. So be on the lookout for that. We also have Joe's Multiverse Minutes, where not only is he doing his Disney deep dives, where he talks about a Disney film, not just reviewing it, but giving you some fun behind the scenes facts and tidbits. He's also in the midst of his 30 plus days of Halloween. We're getting towards the end of that now. Joe, what's up for the next couple days for that and the patrons? And then let us know what else we have coming up network adjacent.
So yeah, for the Patreon, today's episode, I talked about it when we did the Penguin episode, Hellfest. It is this group of friends go to a carnival festival of sorts where a killer is blended in and just starts killing people and makes it look like they're part of the attractions, the haunted house attractions. Really good job. Really, really like that one. I've got the end of the Conjuring universe coming up this weekend. Conjuring, the Devil Made Me Do It. Oh, then I forgot. I still have the Nun Part 2 coming up next week. But then also the rest of Friday 13th is going to be coming out next week as well. So
Jason
X is going to be on Sunday, and boy, howdy. I'll say this. The next week's episodes, I'm not going to say I wasn't enthusiastic, but I definitely was getting to the end of my okay, I'm almost done. I can do this.
And the enthusiasm you have for Jason X back in the early part of this.
Dude, again, Jason X, and I talk about it in the episode, I still unapologetically love Jason X. It's a terrible movie. Still love it.
We thank everyone that's a patron, but if you're not a patron, take a quick 30 to 60 seconds, rate and read the podcast on your podcast app of choice. Is always greatly appreciated. It helps other people find the shows, and that's always a good thing. Joe, what do we got going on?
So also for anybody who is part of the Geekverse YouTube channel, next week, Geekverse is going to be doing their extra live stream starting at, 9 a.m. Pacific?
Yeah.
Something like that? Yeah. I can't remember exactly. I feel like that's usually when they start.
The trivia is at 1 p.m. Pacific. I know that because it's 5:30 my time.
Okay. But yeah, I'm going to be hosting the DC segment of the trivia. And every single question will be about Birds of Prey from the 2002 TV show. That's not true.
And
Maybe.
Joe, my check will be arriving in the mail because I will be a person and a trivia contestant as well. So I will be slipping you some money for some easy DC questions.
There you go. No, I'll be covering all DC stuff. It will, if you're listening to this and you are going to be on the show as somebody who's going to be answering your questions, I'm going to be covering both live action and animation from just the movies and TV shows. So excluding like the Lego movie, excluding some of the like what's the other like kids, like young adult, like the what was there? They had like a young superhero thing. I don't know. I don't remember. But yeah, it's gonna be talking about
I
all
can't
of
remember
the
that.
yeah, but maybe I'm confusing it
I
with
know the one. I know. No, I know the one you're talking about. DC superhero girls and stuff like that.
stuff like that. But I think I'm also
Yeah.
confusing DC heroes with the like Marvel
New
Avengers, like
Avengers. Yeah.
little
Yeah. New Young
superheroes
Avengers.
or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll be getting questions from both live action, animation, TV, movies. I'm trying to get at least one question per like show movie, but there's going to be some, some crossovers, some combination stuff. Shouldn't be too hard, but I am also a very meticulous bastard who will pull the most minute thing from the oldest thing possible.
I swear
Take
to
that for
God,
what you will.
if I get a Tomorrowverse question, I'm gonna be rotted. If I get a Tomorrowverse
Well,
question,
now I'm going to
gonna
give
be
one to you.
like, come on, like you couldn't ask me about the universe prior. No, we got to talk about that trash universe. But no, we're really excited for
I
it.
enjoyed some of those.
It's
Some of those was good.
it's a great cause as always, and if you can donate, the links and that will be there in the live stream. Please give us a great cause. Joe, we have a great episode of Superman. Well,
I would say great. It's
good episode
a
of Superman.
perfectly good episode.
A good filler episode, if
A
those
perfectly
exist.
good episode.
If those exist. So
Well,
yeah, season 4, episode 4, a perfectly good wedding.
you see what I was doing? Okay, anyway.
Oh, that's why I was reading the title right after. So yeah, what did you think about this, Joe? Before we get into spoiler territory,
Honestly, it was fine. Like I'm happy that they were able to bring both Kyle and Chrissy back. Because they haven't been in the season yet. Obviously, that part is the whole episode, but you have some of the underlining things where they're continuing on with the story of what's going on this season. But seeing the Cushings, which in theory could be the final time we see them. We only got 6 episodes left, so who knows? But yeah, no, like this wasn't a terrible episode, but not my favorite of the season.
it was my least favorite of the season, but I still think it was a good episode. There's a couple things. There's the plot smoothed along in different sections. They didn't do a thing that was very frustrating in other shows. Like they didn't have him killed for multiple episodes. He came back pretty quickly, which is the story of the episode. Spoiler story, but like
that was at the end of the last episode.
Last episode. So yeah, he came back quickly, which I appreciate instead of having him, especially this final season. So if
Correct.
This was like the second,
if they had drugged it out for like 3 episodes, it would have been like, ugh.
They could have drugged it out for 4 or 5 episodes.
Yeah.
If it was a second, yeah. So I enjoyed some of this, like some of the stories moved along, but the sad thing was not seeing Lex. I think the episode hurt a little bit from not seeing him. We felt his presence, but not seeing him was a little disappointing. But I enjoyed this. I can't wait to get into this and talk about some of the things that moved the line here. Before we do that, let's take our first ad break. Listeners, we're an ad support network. We're going to pick the ads of the volume. I'm going to give you a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Okay, Joe, let's get into this episode now. Superman is back, and they don't spend any time waiting to do that. They rip this Band-Aid off right away. What do you think about his return?
Yeah, they bring him back and then immediately jump forward 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's easing him in. I feel like, I'm happy he's back, obviously, but it also kind of felt a little rushed. Like I feel like they could have waited maybe half the episode. But again, they jump forward 3 weeks, so like they're taking away the coming back. Like it's literally the end of last episode. Lois is standing there staring at the grave. The boys are inside, and then he just shows up.
Yeah.
So I'm a little. I know they didn't really give a time frame on when you got Sam Lane's heart put into him and how long it took to actually work. All we got was John Henry Irons talking to Laura saying it's going to work, and then he wakes up.
But this is what there's consequences to this too. It's not his heart, it's a human heart. So yeah, they've been laying low. I do like that part of it where he hasn't been being Superman. Like he's been on the down low because of Lex finds him, he's going to send that monster again. So
and something tells me he's not going to be able to survive again a second time.
I think you're going to need the triple threat. 3-on-1 handicap match here.
Well, I might be 5. Like if they can get the irons in, that would help out tremendously too.
But yeah, this episode, so he returns home and he goes to train with Jonathan, and here's where we realize that he doesn't have the same strength. He passes out for a second. His heart, he feels it, and his hearing's off. He mentions that later in the episode as well, that he can't hear as well in one ear. And
there was a moment where he talks to Lois saying that he still felt a little sore after the crash, and she's like, the fact that you're feeling anything is not good.
No. So yeah, he's feeling the ill effects because he has a human heart in him.
Yeah.
Jordan is basically scanning, trying to hear Lex's henchmen who are gone underground posts this whole thing. And overhears Gretchen trying to leave a message for Otis, and Lois and Jonathan go and see her. And basically saying to her, like, you have to come to me or you'll be killed. Like, you have to work with me. I'll be able to protect you, or he's going to kill you because you're Lucia.
And she's just like, I've known Lex for 30 years. He's not going to do that.
No, well, she knows. I knows who he. Not, she was like, I know what he does to people who betray him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. They even say her name, Cheryl Kimball, and she was like, "No, my dad figured that out after you put it in the grave." She also didn't realize that Doomsday killed.
Yeah, she tells Cheryl, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't know that he was one of the good ones."
He was one of the good ones. Yeah. So, I did like that. Her trying to get her trying to get what's her name to turn on Luthor. But then we go back to this wedding plot, which is the plot of the story and of this episode, which is that Chrissy and Kyle, yeah, Mr. Cushing, are getting married, and it's pretty quick. He proposed to her after they found out she was pregnant, and I'll go line pretty quickly.
Well, and I mean, because the wedding thing is typical wedding like storylines where they're gonna get married. Oh, the courthouse has a flood, so they can't get married at the courthouse. Lois is like, hey, we'll just get married at the barn. So
insert disapproving mother,
right?
And you got a whole can of worms.
But you also find out why though. Like, and this is one thing I did like is that
there's a reason for it.
Yeah, Chrissy is telling Lois later on that her mother, when her parents found out they were married, that she was pregnant, that he proposed to her, and she's like, well, I have to get married now. And so she was worried that she's just going to fall into the same routine that her mom did, and that nothing is really everything's gonna be out of her control, and that she isn't really as happy as she is now. She's gonna fall into that just mundane life.
Yeah.
And that's what she's worried about.
Yeah, and like you said, it's a good way they do it here. And by the end of it, because this is not a story we're going to spend a whole lot of time talking about, really. There's better things I want to talk about in this episode.
I do enjoy Coach Gaines being the DJ. That was kind of
fun. Yeah. But well, he really brought it down afterwards too. I was impressed. So
that was awesome.
Ultimately, they don't end up getting married. Chrissy runs away for a bit. She comes back. They decide to just take it slower.
Yep.
Right now, they have a party instead, and her and her mother reconcile,
which was really nice. Because especially when they're at the dinner and what is it? It's she tells her dad, or no, she tells Kyle that Chrissy's dad did not want to join, and Kyle's just like, oh, I thought you said that he was sick. And Chrissy's mom is just staring at him and Chrissy's just like, oh no, check please. Like it was just the fact that at this moment she could actually understand where Chrissy's come from, where Kyle's come from, and be happy and proud of them was a big improvement. It was really nice to see.
Yeah, I agree, Joe. And like I said, that was a nice ending there with her and her mother. It was a good wrap up of Chrissy's story too. Now she may come in as an ancillary character, and I also like the Kyle and Clark aspect of it too. It was
that one. I mean, as much as cool as it is, as fine as it is, it felt forced, especially when season 1 and kind of season 2, he was kind of an asshole to Clark.
But
especially season 1.
Clark even takes the surprise of being asked to be best man, but it's all because he found out he was Superman.
I think so. He just, I mean, he does respect them.
I'm sure Clark may have gotten something like that before, where someone treats him differently when they find out he's Superman. Maybe, I don't know. Like we don't.
I don't know. He wasn't really telling anybody until he moved back to Smallville.
That's true. So,
but I mean, the fact that Kyle, knowing their past and knowing him as Superman now, like that was nice. And I did chuckle when Clark went to go shake his hand and Kyle went to go like fist bump, and then Clark went to go fist bump and Kyle went to go shake a hand.
Yeah, it was so
like the classic Clark move. So like it worked.
It worked, and again, Tyler Hoechlin is so great as a bit more mature Clark.
Yes,
here he nails this, and yeah, a couple other things I want to talk about, like storylines. Jordan and his mom, they're still in a bad place post Kyle. Even though she explained it that Jonathan didn't have his powers, so like, I thought that he couldn't be protected compared to you, and he's feeling it. And again, I do enjoy it. I liked him talking to Sarah about it too. And that felt earned. That didn't feel like a stranger talking to him. They've had 2 years of talking about problems and being together, and like that worked for me.
Yes, agreed, 100%. And then yeah, her finally, like them finally having the talk of like him not he wasn't mad that she picked John. She was mad, or he was mad that he disappointed her, and she's like, "You didn't disappoint me. Like you could never disappoint me."
No, she was like, I'm just sorry that you felt like I felt that way.
Yeah.
And I do enjoy, like, this one thing about these families, this family in the show, is that they don't drag these things out too long.
Correct. Like, although he wasn't doing himself any favors listening to that phone call literally
over and over again.
Time.
No, saying that, I don't know how I'd react to hear my mom press the button.
Not great. I mean, it's bad. Yeah,
to survive and me to die. That's some sad shit, Joe. That's some sad shit there. But yeah, no, this was enjoyable. And ultimately, after that, Jordan hears a fire, and that lady again just about to be killed. Jonathan goes to intervene, and it doesn't go well for him. He's attacked by I want to say I had the name there too. Hacksaw. Yeah, Hacksaw Chronic. So he has these big giant flamethrowers, I assume is the best way of putting it, arms on him, and he knocks Jonathan down, and it doesn't look good. But then Clark is notified too, because Clark didn't hear this. Jordan heard it. Clark didn't hear it, and he had to use his other ear and listen, and then he heard it, and then he took off. And Superman was going to lay low. He's not laying low. He shows up, and I will say it's a pretty badass moment.
I mean, it was great. But what I really question is him showing up here, stopping Hacksaw, and then leaving. So unless he actually took Hacksaw to jail,
he took him to DOD. He says that after. Yeah. Then when he comes back, he says so Lois can question him and try to get him to flip tomorrow.
That's right. And
he said, hopefully. He also says, hopefully nobody saw me.
Yeah, right there. But what we get is a bunch of messages. Superman's alive. Yeah. And I'm like, okay,
it's more him? Superman ? Returns, hoax ? Like, so it's not a
there was Daily Planet that said Superman lives.
There was some question mark, Superman lives ? And then there was another one, hoax. So there's a little bit of confusion. So I don't know. Maybe this might be a reason we get the Superboy costume, and you claim it's Jonathan instead of Clark, if you want to keep him laying low. But unfortunately for me, I saw a 30-second clip for the next episode, which showed Superman talking to Lex Luthor. So I don't know if they're
spoilers.
going to go that. Well, that could be flashback too. So
Uh-huh.
that's very well possible because I never heard any. There was no dialogue. Just the two of them there standing.
Did he have his hair?
Then
it wasn't a flashback.
I'm going to be honest with you, Joe. I can't remember his head now. I don't
No,
his head,
it's
but
all good. It doesn't matter.
no, that makes it seem like he probably didn't have his hair because I would have noticed that outrageous hair out of him. So
That's
I'm
what I'm
thinking that he
saying.
didn't have his hair, so it could be current time. So
I mean, again, I'm pretty certain. You say there was question marks, and I'm sure there probably was. I'm almost positive I saw the Daily Planet one. Superman lives! Exclamation point.
It could be exclamation point too. Yeah, I know I saw one that said hopes question mark.
And that's
hopes.
and I think that one was there. I was watching this at work, so I couldn't see it all. But my guess is it's last season. They're not going to keep him hiding forever. Like I think it's going to be back to form.
Also,
next week.
And the shows are so much better when Lex Luthor's. I'm sorry, like I gotta say, his presence just in the episode,
dude, it's amazing.
They're talking to someone.
It's
my
amazing.
God, he's really done a great job. Like I cannot commend him enough.
He's been in 4 episodes, 5 episodes maybe. Like like, dude,
crazy.
What are you doing?
Just so enjoyable. And you know what? Like this is a completely different. And this is one thing that I do enjoy. And this is what I don't want at times. I don't want complete regurgitations of a past interpretation.
Sure,
we got John Cryer who had hints of Gene Hackman, but not quite like his own thing. And same thing with Rosenbaum, and same thing here with I can't remember the actor's name. That's driving me crazy. Michael Chidakis or something.
Yeah, I can never know how to say it.
But yeah, that's his performance is completely original. Even the guy in Titans, his one episode was enjoyable as well. So I'm loving these portrayals of Lex Luthor. So
he was only in one episode, wasn't he?
Yeah, get killed.
Titus
Bridges or something. I can't
remember. Whatever. Also, one quick final thing for the episode. Jordan is going to be taking a step back. Because of everything that happened and I don't want to say his trust in Lois, but because of everything that happened in the first 2 episodes and him not being able to save his dad, he is looking at himself as a failure and he needs to basically recenter himself. So he gave Jonathan, his costume.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens.
Yes, and again, I enjoyed that as well. That makes sense after everything he went through. Like, it doesn't.
Yes,
you don't need a season line break. Like when shit really hits the fan, you need to step back up. But
he will. I think he will. I also I feel like Jonathan should not have accepted the goggles.
No,
because Sam gave those goggles specifically to Jordan.
Yeah.
I feel like he should have been like, no, man, these are yours. Like,
but I also like
when you're ready.
Go with the suit too, because
correct. Yes,
I'm hoping that maybe Jordan gets the Superboy costume.
Jordan or Jonathan?
Jordan.
Okay.
Just because of everything he's got through, but who knows?
He does deserve it.
Yeah.
The fact that nothing against Jonathan, but he does seem like he's gotten every single power, every single ability, mastery of everything like quicker, and that's fine. Especially like very beginning when I did love the Clark making a Star Wars joke and Jonathan like immediately knew what he was saying. Like, yes,
totally got it. Yes,
exactly.
He made the same joke with Jordan back.
Yep, and Jordan probably like, what?
Yeah.
Because he was definitely defeated when he was saying it. Was like, yeah, maybe you can do it in 12 parsecs.
Yeah. And the way
you mean like the cuffs run?
Even the way Jonathan train was enjoyable. So
yeah.
The elements of this episode, it was a filler episode, but it did move the families as relationships between each other along. Especially this episode brought back Clark too, so that was the main thing here.
It wasn't good. Honestly, wedding stuff aside, and the wedding stuff was fine or perfectly good. The rest of the episode was good. I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed the whole episode. It still was the weakest one for the season so far.
I will say that's the most, the least I've hated Kyle.
That is true.
In this season here, so
him standing up to Mrs. Beppo was really good. I did like that when she was talking to him about everything. I did like that. That was really good.
The next episode is okay. I think he had on they're showing pictures of Lex. I clicked on the next episode on IMDb and showing pictures, and he has that stupid hair. So it could
Okay,
be
we'll see.
flashback.
We'll
So it
see.
says break the cycle is this episode. So yeah, enjoyable. Kyle sucks.
He's
I've
got
had that. I've had that sentiment for 3 seasons with you, Buster Barnes. I was saying he was the least annoying he's been was that episode.
he got slightly better. Slightly.
Okay, so let's take another ad break before we get into all the DCU news and the Creature Commandos trailer from last weekend. Listeners support Ad Support Network. We don't pick the ads or the volume. We're going to do a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Okay, Joe. We have a lot of news coming from SDCC, but first we have a trailer, and let me share my screen. Let me share my screen, and we will get into this as this was a enjoyable episode, enjoyable trailer with a lot of fun little nuggets for the DCU. Let me know when
it's up.
Okay. So starting off with Amanda Waller breaking stuff down to Flag, of course. Cersei attacking.
Yeah, I'll say who's the princess, unless that's like supposed to be Tara or something.
And
I doubt it.
He needs to team up for it. This is I enjoyed very Suicide Squad-esque here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
massive. Gorilla. Yeah.
And who doesn't last very long?
No, he does not.
He gone.
That's six.
So yeah, a new original Max series.
Follow the Bride.
And yeah, the animation here looks fantastic.
It looks great. So I mean, it's Dr. Phosphorus.
Pausing right here, as this is Rupert Thorne, and we'll get into the casting of this person in a little bit here. As
yeah, I figured that. I mean, they didn't obviously say it, but I figured that was Thorne.
I think he commented on something after too. He commented on something after too that confirmed this.
Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. He did. He did. But like, I figured it was just by the voice and the look, for whatever reason. Freaking Weasel.
Oh man.
There's a moment when they're in the ship and Flag is talking to everybody, and Weasel's strapped in, like arms up here. It's pretty great.
GI Robot is
GI Robot. We had Nina.
Can't wait to see. Great. Sorry.
Yeah, right here, right there.
Crazy. Just
it's
crazy.
Great. Right there he is. All strapped in. I love it. Yeah, no, like so. It's one of those.
Who this guy is? Hold on a second.
Let's see here. That's Frankenstein.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Frankenstein.
Okay. Sorry. Oh, I went.
You went so far back. What are you doing?
No, I got.
Oh gosh.
I got.
Oh gosh. Okay.
I got us. Let's just keep going there.
There you go.
I'm on pause one at a time.
Yeah, he even says there, Eric Frankenstein. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, this animation looks fantastic. There's Cersei, who's making her DCU debut, as well as all these characters, of course.
Friend Nina. Phosphorus, man.
And he goes shish kebab, and yeah, completely annihilates this guy. It's amazing. We get a lot of animation. The violence is, you can tell this is no holds barred on the streaming service. No. And yeah, Dr. Phosphorus seems like a very OP powered character. This is where I want to stop. Yeah. Okay. So this is Clayface right here, holding up Rick Flag, and all I can say is holy goddamn shit. This is what I'm asking for. This is what I want to see in the DCU, and hopefully seeing him here, we get to see him in Brave and Bold as like a first villain that Batman takes down to start the movie.
Thank you, Buster.
Goddamn, I love that.
Is it? I thought it was a show. It's not a movie. It's a show, right?
No, it's a movie.
It's a movie.
Brave and Bold. No, not this. This is a show.
Oh, Brave and Bold. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. I thought you meant the show. I'm like, Creature Commandos is a show. Could I swear?
Again, the animation style here, I'm really
right there where Phosphorus like just walks and puts his hands through the guy's face. Freaking love it. Although, so here's a fun little thing. Those two right there, Phosphorus and GI Robot.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of some new characters over on an Image. Geiger, who is also the Glowing Man, and who was the robot? Joe something. Crap.
Buster Barron said
Yeah.
this
Anyway,
trailer was awesome, got me a lot more hype for the show.
right?
And the princess is just an original character, I think, for this show. I agree with you, Buster. This trailer was fantastic. It showed everything, and it's only a couple months, not even a month, 5 weeks away. I think something like that.
Beginning of
First week
December.
of December.
Yeah.
Yep. So the great thing here, and myself and Joe have mentioned it a couple times, we're not going to run out of content in between. So we have the Penguin has 3 more episodes. We're in with Superman and Lois, and then we
We
go
got
into
6 episodes.
and then we
Yeah,
go
6
into
episodes left.
then we go into Creature Commandos, which again, that's just what we're asking for here. A lot of consistent content going into the new year. So I can't wait for the newest DCU entry. Joe, what do you think about the trailer overall? Are you
Trailer looks
more
great,
hyped
man.
or less hyped?
I mean, I was already hyped for it when I just saw the picture. Back in the summer, San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Trailer looks amazing, and you and I both love animation, so I'm here for it.
The animation style I was happy with too, because you don't know that until you see it actually move in the trailer, and the way the action is very smooth and easy flowing. So yeah,
I look forward to all of these actors who are voicing the characters showing up in live action.
if they survive the season.
Yeah, we'll see.
I don't know if the whole crew of these creatures.
Well, we know Rick Flag is. He's
And
already
yeah.
been confirmed for one of the movies.
And Joe, that's the better segue. There's no better segue that I can do as James Gunn. I had the whole thread here of everything James Gunn said about the DCU in the panel.
Okay.
I'll talk about these, and I'll read through them. You mention what you think, and we'll keep going. Specific events from the DCU will be canon to the DCU, but only when they are mentioned in new DCU projects. There are references to things that happened in the past, and those references then become canon in the DCU because we mentioned them.
Well, we know Blue Beetle is going to be part of the DCU, so he's definitely coming over from DCEU. I think we did get confirmation, I think, in a tweet recently that Rick Flag Jr. is dead.
Coming next on this is one example given what is still canon from the DCU is that Rick Flag is still dead. Gunn says Creature Commandos explicitly mentions that Rick Flag Sr.'s son is dead.
Okay.
So that still happened because that's the main character growth of Peacemaker after that happens. So
yeah, exactly.
And
we know Peacemaker is still part of the thing.
Next thing, there is no overall aesthetic for the DCU. Instead, each project will be artistically distinct. Every single project that comes out of DC Studios is going to be its own thing. It's a connected universe, but we're not imposing any overall aesthetic.
Very good. Buster Barnes says basically the events from the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, and maybe Blue Beetle are canon. Yes.
Yeah, that's essentially how we're going to get to it.
Oh, don't forget Waller. Don't forget the Waller show when that hits.
Yeah, or Wonder. Don't know what's still going on with Wonder Woman, so I'll just hold that in the back until we ever see her again.
Got it.
I can promise you one thing though: if you're seeing Shazam, it's going to be a new person.
Yep. Yes, there is.
One person got a purple crayon.
Yep.
So far off his brain. Next thing, Rick Flag Sr. will appear in 3 DCU projects already: animated Creature Commandos, live action Superman, and he is a very important character in Peacemaker Season 2.
Oh, perfect.
Peacemaker Season 2 is shooting right now, and it's almost done. It's very different season, very magical.
Magical, huh? That's
yep. Next thing he talked about was Superman.
Oh yeah, because the picture has got what's his name?
Apache Chief.
Yeah.
And Superman trailer will arrive relatively soon. It won't be live now, but it won't be too soon.
Oh.
People are saying like CCXP as one
I can
of
see it being end of the year. Like I can see it being a nice little Christmas present.
I hope you're right there, Joe. He's talked about Crypto. Crypto plays an amazing role in Superman. He's an incredible part of the story. He came into the screenplay and kind of changed up everything.
Fun.
The team was in a deep process of editing for Superman. The edit is going really well. I feel good about the movie. He also mentioned that David Cornsweet is going to fucking blow people's minds when they see him.
Okay.
this is what I want to speculate with you a little bit. Alan Tudyk has a secret role in Superman. James Gunn teased Alan already plays Dr. Phosphorus in Creature Commandos, but his role in Superman will be separate character. Brainiac.
Brainiac could work. I'm gonna say the Bruce Wayne's cousin from that TV show he did.
I don't think he's going to be from Powerless, but who knows?
Look, Powerless was great.
I'm not knocking Powerless. I'm not knocking Powerless. I'm just
technically it's a DC product. It's a DC property.
I'm hoping I'm right instead of
maybe there might be some stuff in there on the.
Ooh, that's a good suggestion too.
Keelix. Ooh,
yes.
That'd be awesome.
I think it'd be some Fortress of Solitude AI robot, but that's not a bad idea either. Never thought about that.
Keelix would be good.
I'm very interested to see where they go with that. Next, he talked about Supergirl briefly. Mm-hmm. Supergirl starts filming in January. Craig Gillespie and Anna Nogueira are doing a fantastic job with it. It's a completely different take on a superhero. He did say that it's going to be based on the Tom King run of Supergirl. So
the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow.
So
really good read.
I mean, he did. We will review that.
Well, we'll definitely have to talk about that on the show.
We also got to. We also got to have a chat about the Absolute line. Like I'm gonna at least do the first and.
We'll have
a little discussion. I think that'll be.
I should be getting those in the mail tomorrow. At least Batman and Wonder Woman. Superman. Yep. I don't know why I haven't got that one yet, but whatever.
We'll have a discussion about the first and a few of those. Just I think that'll be a good discussion to have, maybe towards Christmas. Bearing on how quickly I read sometimes. Next, next, James Gunn has seen a screen test for Ruthie in Supergirl. The actress tested alongside Millie Alcock. The script for Supergirl is a completely different take on a superhero movie, and Nogueira came in and pitched the story, and it was just one of the best pitches I've ever heard. She immediately wrote the first draft and just got better and better. So that's the all for Supergirl. We're excited. I just can't wait for it to start filming.
I'm looking forward to it.
Just get our properties going so that everything doesn't rot. Everything starting up doesn't rot on Superman.
Yeah.
Hold on. Next up, he talked about Lanterns a little bit. He said that him and Tom King created the initial story for Lanterns together. They sketched out the concept during the first few months of DC Studios, and when a team of writers was assembled to map out the DCU in late 2022. He said Lanterns is very grounded. It's a very grounded and real series, which is strange to say for a Green Lantern show.
Yeah, I'd say.
But it's going to be something nobody's ever seen before. And the final couple things here is James Gunn has seen Aaron Pierce and Kyle Chandler screen test together for Lanterns. It was sort of a miraculous moment. I just love everything they're saying together. I didn't even really pay attention to what he said. And the other thing he said, Lanterns is all ready to start shooting. Chris Mundy, Damon Lindelof, and Tom King are dealing with Lanterns. We're getting ready to shoot, and it's been amazing. So that was essentially everything that he had to talk about there.
Yeah.
Which, again, was a nice bit. Props to New York City Comic-Con for getting that. And props to Gunn. Sorry, Buster Barnes says, as long as they're not wearing trench coats and only using their rings as flashlights, it'll be all worth it. Let's just get some good.
All the game says Lanterns got the second loudest cheer after Superman from the crowd.
That makes sense. I've heard a lot of people say like they're focusing on Lanterns even over Superman. So,
because Superman's, I mean, it's already kind of in the bag. Like they're just wrapping up now, getting everything, dotting their T's, crossing their I's. Yep, I said it right.
Yep.
So, yeah, like it's just one of those things where move on to the next project. Next project is Lanterns. Supergirl's coming up in the beginning of the year. Like, just you got to continue on. You can't stop and focus on one. Well, I mean, you should, but like that's what the DCEU was. They made Project One, Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
They got reactions. Then they had already started the BVS. Already started Wonder Woman. Like things were already in the works, and then the company stepped in and everything fell apart. So, yeah. And I'm just going to... Here we go. Buster Barnes. Supergirl is surrounded by even more crazy big movies than Superman is, LOL. Avengers Toy Story, Shrek, and oh yeah, I forgot about Shrek.
Yeah, they're holding strong to their position. I will say, the Fantastic Four is still filming too. Supergirl's
Correct.
just surrounded by, but for Superman, Fantastic Four is still
Um,
filming. So let's
what
not
was
100%
the
confirm that they'll.
Travis Snell just shared with us today? What was it? Um, basically 4 movies that will be coming out next year or 2026, which is the Batman Part 2, Spider-Man 4, allegedly, Avengers Doomsday, and Supergirl. That's going to make a hell of a year if they stick that.
I hope they're spaced out appropriately too. That's the other
Agreed,
thing.
but regardless, like it's going to be a big year for that.
So
I'm
I
looking
think
forward to that.
Supergirl will be fine as long as they market it well and the reviews are good. Yeah, that's true as well. The marketing has to be on point for these, and even with Superman, like make it like they did with the Barbie, like make it like a Summer of Superman type deal, where
They
you
don't
get going a little earlier and kick it like
what
into
they
overdrive.
what they need to do is not reveal too much, which
Mhm.
is hard to say with some of the because an outside company is the one that makes the trailers. So like with BVS, they gave away Doomsday in BVS. You shouldn't have done that. Should not have done that at all, but they did.
And
So
on the game says here, half expected F4 to move to that November Blade slot that freed up because don't like Superman and F4 being so close together. I just think
correct.
I just think that they have 10 months to get the film out on the game and like come on.
Yeah, the fact that they're still filming, like, there's no way they're gonna make that July date.
No, not if you don't want to like you don't want a flash situation in terms of your CG, especially you got some characters like Johnny Storm who's all fire. So
And let's be honest. I mean, I know somebody who worked on the Flash. It took them a year, 14 months to work on the Flash, and we
mhm.
still got what we got.
And some of them are you make changes last second, and he said they're gonna have Lobo in the final Supergirl trailer. I can already predict it.
I mean, possibly. He's
I
not in
think
the book, so possibly. Is he in
I
the book?
I think so, Joe. I feel like he is for a bit. You have a look there because I don't. I think well, it's in the back corner here. But yeah, this is again, it's good news. There's a couple things here. We got Creature Commandos Funkos that are out. James Gunn tweeted and said he'll have all of them, and they look fantastic. Dr. Phosphorus is one that I'll probably try and check out, and GI Robot. I enjoy a scatter Funko Pop from time to time. Right there, if you're watching. Uh, he's not in the book, but they can stick him somewhere in place of a Bantry. That is true too. If you want to
I
change it up, Joe has it
got the
right
next
there.
deluxe edition.
Ooh,
Yeah.
fancy. Finally, there's a little video here of the new Jon Stewart working out and training hard for his new role.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see him in this role. Again, he was great in Krypton, is where I've seen him. So we shall see how he performs. Finally, Joe, let's take our final ad break before we get into the Smallville Retro recaps. Listeners, we're an ad support network. We don't pick the ads at a volume. I'm going to do a quick 3 count to adjust your volume, and we'll be right back in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. Okay.
Honestly, anybody next to just seeing more than one superhero together could be great.
Can I say, too, though, I want to say, I absolutely adore Tyler Hoechlin's Superman suit. Like the
Dude, it
final
looks so
iteration we
good.
got in the 4th season. Yes, like
Yeah.
I know CW is cheap too. Like they don't have a lot of money, and like the way that looks like that like I just want to give some props there because I really hope before the end of the season that James Gunn tweets out once about the show. I know he has Superman coming, but it would be a nice little send off to maybe get as many people possible pushing towards the finale. It's just a good Superman lore, and they've been nothing but supportive. Like Bissy Tulloch on law and that, and like for crying out loud, last season Bissy Tulloch had to do most of the promotion for the show, sharing it on like the network Twitter wouldn't even share it. So again,
Yeah.
I hope that he does tweet out something about it, just congratulating him on the final episode or something for 4 seasons. So yeah, I hope so. But like, I can't wait to see Corn Sweat as Superman. So give me that first trailer. Like, I can't wait for us to talk about that first trailer. Depending on when that falls in the week, we might do a special episode just about that because
We'll see.
We'll see.
We will see.
We'll see. I'm hyped. I'm Superman hyped. Dude. Okay, so we have our Smallville retro recap for this week. Season 5, episode 15, Cyborg. And Joe, I love this episode. Watching this one back, I remember watching this back in the day and getting super excited because we saw Aquaman and Cyborg in the same season.
Mm-hmm.
What do you remember about watching this episode? And
I
what do you think about it?
vaguely remember this episode. I think I remembered Victor more later on when he came back, like once or twice. This one, like rewatching it, I'm like, okay, it works. Very, very jabby when him and Catherine, I think her name was, the girlfriend, comes in.
At least one other time, Buster Barnes, as he returns for
feel
Justice
like twice
in season 6, but I think he is another time too working for. I think he comes back twice. Once before Justice, where you find out he's working for Oliver Queen, and then another time at Justice. And I don't know if he comes back anymore after that, but the actor did pass away, so that was sad.
Oh, did he? Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. So,
but did we get Oliver
in next season? And
we get him next season?
Yes, and Clark finds out that they're working for him, and I think that Flash Barrett gets Cat, and that's why they all form.
I don't think it's Flash. I think it's Impulse.
Well, yeah, Impulse. Oh my God, you're right too. Jeez, those names. Let's stay away from the comics as far as possible. Oh my.
Well, but it's Bart, not Barry. So Bart is Impulse.
Yeah, I know, but they want to stay away from Bart too. They showed a Barry Allen driver's license.
They showed the Wally West one too. It doesn't matter.
So
anyway.
One thing I remember from this watching it back in the day was the X-ray that Clark took of Vic. Because he reminded me of like a Star Wars droid.
Sure.
Like when I looked at it this time, I was like, oh yeah, I remember how weird that looked. And now I'm like, that looks just like a Star Wars droid. So yeah, that was one thing.
Justice League outfits in Smallville will always be iconic. Yeah, they tried. They tried to make them look without making them look. Yeah.
We have I will never ever throw shade ever again. Or I don't think I did maybe once on Doom Patrol Cyborg. I won't throw any more shade after seeing Smallville Cyborg. There's literally no metal at all on him. I will say though, it is very cool when he cuts part of his skin, and you can see that was cool.
It was very Terminator 2, slicing up the arm and ripping it off the skin.
I was like, this is cool. This is something you don't see every day in Smallville. But yeah, this was an enjoyable episode, and I really enjoyed Lex being all super villainy, especially the reveal when he came from behind as the that was awesome. That was awesome.
There was a moment when Lex is trying to be civil with Clark, and he's like, "Look, put our differences aside. I just want to help him if he's in trouble. Are you really going to be angry at me and have that outweigh the need to be help your friend?" And then for him to just walk out and be like, "Yeah, Vic, we're just trying to help you, man. Just doing a thing." And then again, try to gaslight Clark at the end. "Oh, I was there, but I was trying to tell the doctor to stop this." I think Victor he misinterpreted the situation.
And you're like,
him in your face is not misinterpreting the situation, but
no, what'd you do with Aquaman? You literally poured water right in front of him.
Yeah.
Ooh, I do love that part of Lex too. When these other superheroes come out, he goes full on villain, and it was very, very fun. On the game asked, more likely to be in DCU, Cyborg or Static Shock? Static Shock first.
I think they would go to Static Shock first. He's a character that people know and people do want to see. Cyborg's been done, as we've seen now, 3 times. Static Shock has not been done live action. So
yeah, and I do think they want to stay away from Cyborg after all of the kerfuffle that came from
just for a bit.
So Buster Barnes says, credit to Smallville. It was still pretty solid, even in its final season, like the Arrowverse that fell off massively. I can't argue if the Flash was just torture. The final bit of that.
Well, even before the Crisis episode, they were getting kind of rough, and then it just kind of went. Yeah,
first 2 seasons, and then
the same way for Arrow though. The first 2 to 3 were really good. Although first season was good.
5 is really good with Prometheus.
Well, here's the thing: season 1 was great. Season 2 was a pilot for Flash. Season 3 was a pilot for Legends. Season 4, I can't remember exactly what happened in season 4.
Damon Dark. So they Flash
Ooh,
has
4 was good.
Flash had it. Oh my god, 4 is universally regarded even by
I mean, just
Stephen
Damian
Amell as
Dark
the
is
worst.
great. So
He's a great character. It's just magic didn't really belong in that show.
no.
So the problem there, in my theory, was that they saw the success as the first season of Flash was like, okay, be magical, be like funny and zany, and no, that didn't work for that show. Gunn has said milestone characters will appear, so I think Static is almost confirmed.
Nice.
Black Lightning was really good, but no one seems to know that show existed. Lightning was really enjoyable too. I agree, Buster Myers. I like that show.
I am shamed because I actually did not watch Black Lightning.
It was a good
sucks.
show. It kind of teetered
I
off
heard
at the end.
great. Yeah, I heard it was great.
At the end, but they didn't have enough seasons to really hurt the show.
Yeah, which is good. Similar, well, like Batwoman is another one. They only had 3 seasons. The thing that hurt that was Ruby Rose leaving.
Switch.
Nothing against
whatever. I can't remember
how to say her name. And I apologize because I watched the second season and I really enjoyed her Batwoman, but I just never finished it. I didn't finish that.
Javika.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't finish Batwoman. I didn't finish so I did not watch final season of Batwoman, final season of
Javika
Supergirl.
Leslie. I knew Javika.
Thank
Javika
you.
Leslie, yeah.
The final season, I think final 2 of Legends, and the final 1, maybe 2 of Flash.
Don't go back to Flash. Actually, I will say watch season 9, episode 9, and stop watching it. They really did a really great job of don't watch it anymore after that Arrow episode, and you can just pretend everything ended.
Really?
Because honestly, it's not that much different when the show does end like 5 episodes later. So you could just watch that episode, stop watching the nonsense, and be like, you know what? That was, and you don't even need to watch anything at the start.
Here's the thing.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we don't need to talk about Red Death. Okay, yeah,
I remember that.
We're going to get into a whole can of worms because of Red Death.
Because I did watch those 3-part, 4-part, 5 whatever part episode. Oh God, this show. Okay, I'm done. Show something. Too early. Or should I talk?
Don't know. It's terrible here, so I guess we'll end the night, Joe. As my internet has been.
Probably a good thing because we have nothing else to talk about, and I really couldn't vamp.
It's also a storm here, so that's kind of why we're
okay. That makes sense.
So, listeners, thank you guys for joining us, and again, tune into Marvel Alliance in about an hour to listen to them talk about Venom 3. And he said Leslie's on a new show now with female lead from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Nice, good for her. Good for her.
We'll be back next week, guys. Again, Penguin episode 6 and another episode of Superman and Lois. Until then, see you, everyone.
Bye, y'all.